Hi, Robert Chuckrow here. I'd like to share with you a gift that was given to me by TT Liang concerning breathing. In the mid-1970s, I was studying Tai-Chi with William C.C. Chen, and I would get to his school about a half an hour early. Nobody would be there, and I would just warm up in preparation for what was really a pretty vigorous self-defense class. And one time I came and standing there was TT Liang. And I recognized him and went over to him and said, "Master Liang, can I ask you a question?" And he said, "No, I'm retired." And I kind of knew he was putting me on because I knew that he was a little bit eccentric. And so I just figured I'd continue. And I said, I want to ask you a question about Qi. And he said, "What's Qi?" And like a fool, I continued and started to explain to him what Qi was. And he stopped me right away and turned around and said, "Take your hands and put them around my waist." So I did. The webs of my hands on the sides, the fingers in front, and the thumbs in the back. And I put a reasonable amount of pressure there, and then he breathed in, and it was an amazing expansion of every part of my hand outward, a large degree. And then he walked away. And I realized this is a gift. And so I practiced that every time I could. If, let's say, we're at a meeting, I would practice breathing into every single part of my body, in my waist area, and get it in the back and the sides and the front. When I used to make shoes by hand using an awl, I would put the awl against my abdomen and push it through by expanding my abdomen, push it through the needle through the leather for each stitch. And at this point, I don't consciously think about that kind of breathing, but I'm doing it all the time. If I look at it, I say, wow, I just look at how deeply I breathe into that area. And the other thing I notice is that I'm using my pelvis also for the breathing. As I breathe in, the front of the pelvis opens, and as I breathe out, it closes. And I demonstrate this to my students by having them put their hands on my waist, and then I have them pair off and practice with each other, taking turns doing it with each other. I find that most people are unable to breathe into that part, and also that they are taking very shallow breaths. So I see sometimes people taking 2 or 3 breaths for every one of mine if I watch people breathing. And the importance of breathing is so great because the deeper you breathe in, the more fully you breathe in, the more it expands the surface area of the lungs, which is good for the lungs too. But it also helps with transporting a larger amount of oxygen. You've taken in a larger amount, transports a larger amount of oxygen into the bloodstream. Your heart rate will go down, your blood pressure will tend to go down. Also, the waste products, which are mainly carbon dioxide, are expelled much more fully. And breathing is one of the most important things we do. Thank you.